At the same time, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has blamed the National Intelligence Services and its Director General, Noordin Haji, for the chaos that rocked the country on Tuesday. The DP called out what he termed as Haji's incompetence that led to the protests and invasion of Parliament. And as our very own Brenda Wanga reports, the DP now wants Noordin Haji to resign and the NIS overhauled.
In a bare-knuckle, bare-it-all, protocol-defying press briefing from the coastal city of Mombasa, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua went for the National Intelligence Service and its Director Noordin Haji for Tuesday's protests that turned violent.
We have a dysfunctional National Intelligence Service that has exposed the President, the government, and the people of Kenya. Had the National Intelligence Service briefed the President 2 months ago about how the people of Kenya feel about the Finance Bill 2024, so many Kenyans would not have died. Property would not have been destroyed. Offices would not have been touched. There would have been no mayhem. But they slept on the job. It had to take people to die, property to be destroyed, protests across the country for the President to know the truth of what the people of Kenya feel. Yet, there is an organization paid for by the public to brief the President and the government about the feeling of the Kenyan people.
Rigathi directly calling out what he says is Noordin's inability to do the job he was appointed to do. He accuses him of running down the intelligence agency through mishandling of staff at the agency.
The National Intelligence Service slept on the job. And the problem is simple. The Director General of the National Intelligence Service, Noordin Haji, was a junior officer in the National Intelligence Service before he was appointed as DPP. When he was appointed to the office of the Director General, because of inferiority complex, he chased away all the people who were senior to him when he was in the service, therefore crippling the capacity of that service and making it dysfunctional. 3 directors were chased away and reassigned to desk jobs in ministries across government. 13 assistant directors, men and women with proven track record of intelligence collection and analysis, were removed from the National Intelligence Service, leaving a shell under a clueless Director General who has no capacity to run the organization.
The Deputy President also accuses the Director General of NIS of planning to link him and former President Uhuru Kenyatta as the financiers of the protests.
Yesterday, Noordin Haji was trying to put up a team together to craft lies and propaganda and attribute the chaos that were in the country to leaders, I included, former President Uhuru Kenyatta and others. Yet it is very clear, and the President has admitted, that these protests were caused by the anger of the people of Kenya.
Rigathi says the only way to redeem the intelligence agency is to overhaul it and its leadership.
That Noordin Haji must take responsibility for the deaths that occurred. He must take responsibility for the mayhem. He must take responsibility for failing President William Ruto. He must take responsibility for failing the government of the Republic of Kenya. He must take responsibility for failing the Kenyan nation by not doing his job and advising correctly. And he must do the honorable thing, not just take responsibility, but resign from that office and allow the President to pick a competent Director General.
The DP's statement came as the number of those who died in the protests breached the 20 mark. Gachagua now pledging government support to the families of the deceased and the injured. But beyond the support, the DP called on the young people, who he referred to as my sons and daughters, who have lined up a demonstration tomorrow to reconsider their stand.
Please, I beseech you as your father, now that the President has given in and accepted to go with the wishes of the Kenyan people, please, my sons and daughters, I plead with you to save lives, to save bloodshed, to save loss of property and lives. My sons, my daughters, please, make an announcement this evening and call off the protest.
Rigathi also called for dialogue with the young people as the government promises to listen to their views more in future. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.